Hey guys, it's Benjamin with Benjamin Exotics, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys, and we're going to be doing an unboxing from Rodent Pro. Now, if you guys don't know, Rodent Pro is gotta be, if they're not really close to being, the biggest rodent or frozen rodent producer in the US, and they produce just absolutely amazing quality rodents, and there's probably about 250 plus rats in this order. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's see how we can kind of break open this. They put these massive staples in here that you can cut your fingers on, so maybe that should be, they can improve on that design. You can kind of, if I can get one out, look at that thing right there. I mean, massive compared to a normal staple, of course. Okay, and there we go. So I want to kind of give a full review. I know lots of people will do different reviews on different rodent, frozen rodent companies, but I want to kind of give you guys just an entire insight. We'll show you the size of the rodents and everything. And first thing we have in the box is the insulation. So Rodent Pro normally uses like this, I don't know exactly what you call this insulation. It's what they use in houses and stuff. It's fiberglass insulation, and they just have the tape right here over, and you can feel, like, I don't know, I have to get my temp gun out to give an actual temperature, but just feeling the box right now, the size of this box, it's been sitting inside my house for about an hour now, and this box is still cold, okay? So these rodents are very, very cold and fresh, and I think I got a notification this morning that it had been shipped out, and just within a few hours it was here, and I believe that's because Rodent Pro's headquarters, basically where they breed all their rodents, is about an hour, or not an hour, it's one state over from here, so shipping is always really, really quick once they get the order processed. And this is by far the biggest order of rodents I've ever had. So I don't know how good of an angle you guys are getting from the camera, but we're gonna go ahead and actually take all of these out. So let's start right here. I believe this is going to be 5 large rats. We have 10 medium rats. They'll either write it, you guys can kind of see, they'll either write it right on the side of the package, or they'll have like a stamp, kind of like on this. Actually, you guys probably can't see it from the camera, so I don't know I'm showing it, but we'll get it up close once all these guys are out. This should be about 100 pinky rats, 50 fuzzy rats. Hopefully you guys are getting a pretty good shot of that. And I mean, man, these are ice cold, especially against the dry ice, like almost too cold to touch. This is another 5 large rats. This is probably going to be the small rats. There's actually no writing on this package of what these are, but these have to be the small rats from Rodent Pro. These are going to be more mediums. Yep, 10 more medium rats. 20 small rats. That's what the other size would have been as well. This is going to be, again, 5 large rats. And then this is the entire, I'll show you guys the entire ice pack they put in here. I mean, it's just huge. I mean, holy cow. Oh, that's cool. You can see all the smoke coming out the bottom. That's cool. We could have some fun with that at the end of the video. And then looks like we have 10 more medium rats. Ones that fall off the table, and we actually have to take this out in a second because this is going to get all over the place. Holy cow. Okay, I gotta make sure I don't touch this, but this is actually a lot more than I thought. Let's see if I can, you can kind of see in the bag. Yeah, there's a lot of dry ice in here, so they definitely did not short out on the dry ice on this shipment. We have then, I think, 10 more medium rats. And then, very cold, 10 more medium rats. So I don't know exactly what the total was. I believe it was total 255 rats in this order. And I'm actually going to give you guys a quick shot of all of the rats out. We'll kind of line them up on both of these tables. And I'll kind of give you guys a comparison of the different sizes. And I'm actually going to compare these guys to Perfect Prey, which is the other person that I buy from a lot. And also Quality Rise, just how the rats actually look up close. So here are all of the rats out of the bag, and I'll kind of see if I can move these over and kind of organize them so you guys can see them a little bit better. Okay, so here's all of the rats kind of a little bit more organized out on the table, so I'll kind of give you guys a good comparison, and I'll give you my honest opinion. I always compare Rodent Pro and Perfect Prey. They're just the two biggest producers that I know about at the moment, and again, this is not a sponsored video or anything like that, so I'll give you guys kind of my opinion on both of the companies. And normally I do order from perfectprey.com, but unfortunately they didn't have all of the sizes on the smaller rats, like the fuzzies and the pinkies, that I needed, and it wasn't something that I could, you know, order from these guys and then go back and order from them. So I just figured I'd get everybody from Rodent Pro, or I'll get all of the rats from Rodent Pro this time, and I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts on the sizes and everything, because that's what most people want to know, you know, which company has the biggest rats and the best quality. So if we actually look through these bags, I haven't seen barely any waste. I mean, all the rats look relatively clean, and even on the mediums and stuff, you can see there's like maybe one piece of something right there, might be waste or anything like that, but overall, I'm not too, you know, sometimes you get some of the rodents in and they just have all kinds of stuff all over them. These are actually very, very clean, and I'm very happy with the presentation of these, and I'll actually give you guys an honest opinion on this shipment. Normally, I always say that Rodent Pro will ship in bigger rats than someone like perfectprey.com, but to be honest, I think these guys are just on point with what you would normally get from something like Perfect Prey. And normally that's the only thing I have on some of these different companies, that they're a little bit smaller. I'm not going to be 100% honest with you guys. When I ordered from Perfect Prey last time, they gave me significantly bigger rats in terms of the small rats and most of these medium rats than Rodent Pro did this time, which I'm actually pretty surprised about, because normally these guys give you the bigger sizes. Again, I'm not complaining or anything like that, but as you can see, there's kind of a bigger variety of sizes, which is what I normally notice. So we kind of have like some smaller medium rats right here, and then there's some of the bigger ones on the end, but overall across the board they're about the same size as Perfect Prey, and of course great quality compared to most of your other smaller rodent producers. But we can see really good presentation, and I'm completely satisfied with the size of most of these large rats. I mean, you can see just compared to my hand, very good size, and we have some actually huge ones like that. And most of these large rats will be going to the boa constrictor and to my adult female ball pythons, which, I mean, just really love these guys. And all the mediums and stuff will be for the smaller female ball pythons and some of the males. And all of these, the pinkies and fuzzies, of course, for babies, and then the small rats, kind of any of the snakes in between. Now, before we go any further, and I show you guys me feeding some of the ball pythons on the racks right behind me, I want to really quickly talk about Perfect Prey versus Rodent Pro. And this is a question that I get all the time. People asking me, you know, which feeder source is the best. Now, for any of you guys that are even slightly knowledgeable about, you know, different rodent suppliers and stuff, you'll know that Rodent Pro is right now by far the biggest rodent producer in all of the US, okay? They attend, I mean, just a crap ton of shows per year, and they are by far the most used rodent source from any person that I know, okay? But as of recently, Perfect Prey has been gaining a lot of popularity, and I think in the next 5 or 10 years will probably overtake Rodent Pro as the biggest producer, assuming they don't have any other, you know, technical problems that you can have with that kind of operation. And the main difference between Rodent Pro and Perfect Prey, again, there's slight differences, whereas, you know, Perfect Prey tends to have better presentation and cleaner rodents, and actually slightly bigger rodents from this shipment, which really normally isn't the case, and a few other small things. The biggest thing that I see the difference from Perfect Prey and Rodent Pro is their vacuum seal, okay? Rodent Pro normally just takes their rodents like you saw, and they put them in a Ziploc bag and they ship them to you. Now, I actually did an extended test on this over the last, you know, 12 or 16 months, and what I did is I took a package of Perfect Prey rodents, okay? I used medium rats because, you know, they're not big, they're not tiny, they're a pretty good size. 10 medium rats in their vacuum seal, and I left them in there for 12 months, okay? I waited to see if I could find any freezer burn, and I did the exact same thing for 10 medium Rodent Pro rats, packed specifically in the packaging that they send you, which is just basically the plastic kind of Ziploc type bag. Okay. After about, I would say just 3, maybe coming up on 3.5 months, I started to see that a lot, if not all, of the Rodent Pro rats that were in that selected packaging, you know, just the basically baggy, kind of like a Ziploc that zips at the top, were actually starting to develop frostbite. Whereas the Perfect Prey rats that I'd left in, I never saw get frostbite. Freezer burn, as you guys probably know, is basically just when you kind of get like a burned appearance on the outside of the rat, and you actually actually have lots of fur and stuff starting to fall off if you get a lot of freezer burn, and it actually will also weaken the skin. I actually tried feeding off some of those rats that started to get a little bit of freezer burn, and I had multiples of my ball python adults grab the rat, and it sounds pretty disgusting, but as they grabbed it and coiled it, made the rat basically explode guts out the side. And you know, once your rats start losing a lot of fur when you're thawing them and they start exploding, you can't really think that that's probably the best for the snake to be eating, okay? So with Perfect Prey and the way that they vacuum seal, I've had absolutely no problems at all. Now you can try to vacuum seal your own rodents if you get like from Rodent Pro or other sources, but again, things don't normally fit evenly. You're not gonna be able to store that many, and it's a lot of work. And normally if the rat's like arm is pushed out just a little bit, you'll bust the seal, or there will be loose air in there, which is the complete opposite of what you want with a vacuum seal. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Again, I can kind of explain it like this. Besides all the benefits I just talked about, I use Perfect Prey about 99.9% of the time, okay? And I use Rodent Pro when I need a lot of rats, but only for a few months, okay? All the rats that I just showed you, those 250 some rats, I will burn through all of those in about 2.5, maybe 3 months, okay? Whereas I can order 2 to 3 times that amount when I go with Perfect Prey, because they're gonna last so much longer. So for anybody that is wondering, you know, which source should I use? Again, it's all down to personal preference, and it's all down to how long you want to keep those rodents in your freezer. If you're stocking up for 6 or 8 months, I would go with Perfect Prey, because while you might need to buy more rodents at one time and in more bulk, you're gonna save huge on shipping, because with Rodent Pro, let's say over a year, you might have to do, you know, 4, 5, maybe even 6 different orders, whereas with Perfect Prey, you can do 1 or 2 for the entire year. So overall, I hope you guys did enjoy, and most importantly, benefit from today's video. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.